What's up, guys? Coach John Wojo here with JW Fitness, answering more questions for you. Can someone explain how I'm supposed to breathe while lifting weights? People have tried to explain it, but I still can't seem to grasp it. Dumb it down as much as humanly possible. All right. So, yes, when you're breathing while lifting weights, first thing, let's get some terminology out of the way. So, on the positive portion of the movement, let's say you're doing a biceps curl. The positive portion of the movement is when you are engaging the primary movers, in this case the biceps. You're curling the weight up. That's the upward or positive movement, or the concentric portion of the movement. And the eccentric or negative or lowering portion of the movement is the eccentric. So concentric, eccentric. If you're bench pressing, when you take the bar out of the rack and you're holding it above your chest and you begin to lower the bar, that is the lowering, negative, eccentric portion of the movement. And then when you push it off your chest, that is the upward or positive or concentric portion of the movement. Generally speaking, you want to either take in a big breath and hold your breath while you begin to perform the concentric movement or the upward phase of the movement. You want to hold your breath, right, as you're struggling with it. Same thing on a bench press. If you're at the bottom of the bench press and you're pressing, you're holding your breath, right? And then once you pass your sticking point, then you can exhale. And likewise, on the next repetition, if we're talking about very heavy weight and you're doing them very intentionally one at a time, you would take a huge belly breath, brace, which is called the Valsalva maneuver, or technically you're exhaling against a closed glottis, or you're bearing down like as if you were on the toilet, right? So you're taking a big breath and then you're bearing down. That's what you want to do when you're using heavy weights or when you're going for a repetition that you're not sure you're going to get. If you're just kind of cranking out like a warm-up set or sets of 12 or 15, the very bunch of beginning repetitions, you could inhale as you're lowering the weight, exhale, or you might hold your breath for a couple reps and then sneak in a breath. But generally speaking, you want to get tight, hold your breath, lower the weight while you're holding your breath, explode, and then once you're past your sticking point, then you can exhale and then you take another breath at the top of the movement. That's ideally how you want to breathe while you're lifting. Once you practice that for a while, it just becomes completely natural. I mean, if your body is going to naturally tense up and brace when you're moving, weights in a certain way, and your breathing will just kind of fall into place. You're going to, like, nobody's going to go for a heavy deadlift and just like be all loosey-goosey and breathe freely. Like you naturally want to like take a breath and brace and tighten yourself up before you go lift. But it's important to practice it intentionally so you understand how it's supposed to be done. And then, that type of breathing and bracing yourself before a big lift, if you were a power lifter, like a big squat or a big deadlift or a big bench press or anything, it quite literally becomes an art form. There is an art form to breathing and bracing and maintaining your posture throughout a heavy, heavy lift. But for the casual gym goer, nevertheless, you still want to get used to that because that's how you stay safe. The more stability that you can create in your body while you're performing a lift, the stronger and safer you're going to be. And a huge part of creating that stability is understanding how to take in a big breath, brace yourself, perform the movement, and when to breathe. And that's going to be a little different on every exercise. So I hope that helps. I hope I dumbed that down for you as much as I could. And if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.